Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to get creative with acrylic skins, the effects of dipping a mirror in paint, and we'll be painting and coating our beautiful butterflies in resin. Don't forget to head to abcreativeofficial.com to check out what pieces I have up for sale. Let's get right into it. Oh, and don't forget, you can turn on subtitles by pressing the CC button. This is my mat. You always ask about those mats, so there's a link in the description. This is just a regular silicone mat. Alright, and we just need the blues for the blue butterfly. I'm just going to do a blue swipe, and later on I'm going to use a stencil and I'll cut the butterfly out. As I said, I'm only using blues. I use phthalo blue, cobalt blue and pearl electric blue. They're all Arteza's paints. And I'm also going to use pearl white. And I made some mixes. So this is my light mix. This is kind of mid-tone. And this is the darkest blue. Every artist uses slightly different, pouring medium, and you choose what works best for you. My mix is 1 part of paint, 1 part of medium. The pouring medium is 50% of water, 50% of PVA glue, and 1 part of Floetrol. But as I always say, I don't really measure. So this is the consistency. Runs off the stick like this, uninterrupted stream, and a very small build-up. And of course we are going to use Mars Black. Yes, I forgot to mention. I'm just going to drizzle my colors here. I'll do some stripes. So I'll do a little stripe here. I think probably instead of 1 swipe, I might do 2 or even 3. And then see which section I like most. I'll start with darkest. I'm just preparing some small acrylic skins. That's what I'm doing basically. I'm just stretching them a bit, and if I mess up some colors, that doesn't really matter. So this is going to be a sequel for my dip on the glass that I did some time ago, and many of you were asking me to do one in different colors. So here it's coming. I might move them even a bit, but stretch them to stretch in one direction. I'm doing it because I don't want the paint to be too thick in some places. So now just fixing this. On the other hand, I don't want it too thin, so just to keep balance, I don't want it super thick, but I don't want it very thin either. That will do, and now we can do a very quick swipe. I'm going to swipe with a small amount, I'll say 2 drops of coconut hair serum, which is a dimethicone product. I like this one. It smells nice. Again, you just try whichever product works best for you. I'm mixing it really well. If you don't mix it well, you'll get some big cells, and I don't want huge cells here. Now I am going to add just 1 black stripe to each of my little sections. I think that's probably enough. And all we need now is a paper napkin, or whatever you swipe with. You may swipe with plastic sheet, palette knife. I personally like these, just a regular paper towel. But before I swipe, I am going to spray them with water. This is just water, clean water, nothing else. Just make sure that it's moist so that it adheres really nicely to your paint. Now I am positioning it on black. And I'm spreading. The very last one. Oh, love it. Gorgeous. My butterfly skins are all dry now. I think they are beautiful. These are lighter, and we've got 2 darker ones. So I didn't tell you what my inspiration was. I made some butterflies on glass quite some time ago. That's the one. And after this one, I had so many requests for blue butterfly. This is the inspiration. While I was making those templates, I had a leftover one, but I think this is slightly too big. So what I did now, very quickly, I quickly sketched some butterflies on just Perspex. Why? Because I do want to see, when I'm going to cut my wings, it's really important to see which section you want. Yes, so I'm going to choose just the parts that I really like. But I didn't tell you what the background is going to be. It's going to be on a mirror. You can see my camera now. The easiest thing to make a template now is basically cutting this out, and I said that I'm going to cut each wing individually. There you are, 2 wings. I'm going to do it quickly and show you the cutout 4 wings. So here it is, just the tummy missing, and I can find my best sections now. This is the most prominent wing, so I am looking for the nicest part I can find. Really black. I think that's awesome. Very dark on top and light here. I'm going to outline it with my 4B pencil. This is a soft graphite. Go over a couple of times. Yes, I can see very clearly. I want black just here and quite a light section. I love combining skins with paintings because you get all the lovely results, you know, of your swipe without disturbing the background, and you can introduce completely different colors, and it's all safe. And now the best part ever, peeling the skins off. This is my favorite. I never actually make really thick skins. My skins are quite thin, so it's always challenging, but they peel off so beautifully. Of course, the edges are very thin. Don't even worry about them. Look at that. Well, for me, this is super satisfying. See that? 2 wings. Aren't they pretty? Sorry, I love blue. I love blue, and it's nice and shiny. All I will be doing now is just cutting them out very carefully. The first butterfly is almost ready, just waiting for the body and for his meadow and flowers. Now I'm putting these away. I wonder if anyone else is as terrible as I am, because I just keep everything. I think, oh, I might use this and I might cut the body out of it, and then some little bits for jewelry later or another project. The second butterfly, as you can see, I'm ready to peel off my second butterfly. You always, you know what's the best thing? It's always look for the section that's the thickest, and then it comes off very easily. This piece is even thinner than the others, but as I said before, I do like them quite thin. Kind of feel like soft, lovely, smooth cloth. I very rarely do a dip, but I think dips are so much fun. I'm going to do it directly on my table, but don't worry, I'm going to clean. This is plastic, I'm going to clean it easily. I just want to mark where the circle is going to be. My vision, I'm seeing kind of a meadow. I'm seeing meadow with some daisies. We want some blues, we want some greens, a bit of yellow. Also, I don't use premix paint very often, but I do have a nice selection. Carnation pink, forest green, sea green. When I like a color, I just get a big bottle afterwards because I will use it in no time. And some of my old cadmium yellow as well. For those of you who watch my lizard, I use lots of mixed greens. I did them myself with burnt sienna and burnt umber and pale green. And when I added some white, I got various hues of green. So yeah, quite a lot of colors. So we'll see which ones I actually like the most. Let's just spread some colors. So we start with a little bit of this lovely blue. Not a big area, so I'm going to use this is a really small amount of paint. I like dips when I want some background that's kind of, you can't really see what's there, but you can imagine some hint of flowers and vegetation. Sometimes when you do a dip, it's the second dip will look better than the first one, because then the colors really kind of get together. Because I'm going to press glass, or the mirror, on actually completely smooth surface, I really don't need much paint. This is a lovely experiment for if you have children or if you perhaps teach children. This is awesome. Oh, I love this color as well. Carnation pink. That will add some interest here. Maybe little bit of this darker green. Also found some phthalo green mix. Maybe I'll add a bit of pink, just so it's kind of more cheerful. What do you think? That's probably enough. All right, time to press it down. I forgot I wanted just a little bit of this darker blue as well. I'm going to press for the first time, but I don't want it so deep, so I'll press it first and then I'm going to add some white on top. Right. Oh, now excitement. It's a pity if it's glass, then you can see what's happening. At the moment, I can only imagine. I'm looking for some tool to help me lift it up. Oh no! I moved my arm. Sorry, I just moved my hand. All right. So, where shall we start? Okay. Oh, I can see. Okay. Well, yes, that's what I thought. It's very colorful. I do love the colors, but it's definitely too colorful. I'm going to add a bit more blue here. I think that the green is a bit randomly applied, so let's just move it a bit. A bit more of this yellow in this place, and now white all over, because as I said, I want it sort of more muted. For the sake of my butterflies, you know, I do want the butterflies to be the center of attention. Just checking if I've got enough paint everywhere, and I definitely do. Right, second dip. And once I finish, I'm not going to waste all that paint. Oh no, no. I'm just hoping every section is covered. Okay. Whoa. Oh, finally. Finally, I'm happy. Also, if you don't want to, for example, dip plastic sheet and just collect that, what I often do, and I use it for my backgrounds, I can just collect all the paint and put it in another, and I'll just have another color that I will never ever in a million years create with all those shades. I think that's actually a nice combination, so let's do that. I know for some of you maybe it's a bit silly, but it's a perfect color for something else, you know. I just can't wash that down the sink, there's no way. So just have a look. All those colors created this amazing green. It was pink and yellow and all kinds of different shades. Well, I'm really happy with this. Would you believe it that this background was dry in half a day? I finished it around midnight, and in the morning when I got up it was completely dry. I'm trying to find the best position for my butterflies. Kind of taped it together so that I can see, kind of liking this spot here. And I actually, where is it, made a third one just because I want to balance the composition. So I think this one is going to be somewhere here. What do you think? But before I'm going to stick them down, I actually want to make it just a bit more challenging. I want to add some daisies, but in a very, very simple way. I was thinking that maybe to do some stencils and just quickly dab white on, but I'm going to show you a quick technique with a brush. Before I add the daisies, I've decided just to use a pencil and sketch the spot for my butterfly. For my daisies, I'm going to use titanium white. Also, why did I pick daisies, not just other colorful flowers? When you design a painting, you have to think how is it going to work all together. My butterflies are blue, which is quite unusual because usually you see like golden, orange, yellow butterflies that will go well with everything else. But I wanted the muted background because I wanted my blue to stand out. Now, if I made flowers orange, red, they will definitely take away from my butterflies again. So I've decided just to make white daisies, so then we kind of keep the same color scheme. This is my sea green. I wanted a flat brush, flat one. I think I'm going to use this one. And this blob is Floetrol. The British Floetrol looks like this. This is just paint conditioner to stretch the paint a bit. Also, when I'm choosing a space for my flowers, I'm not going to cover the nicest part that I like. I'm going to look for the ugliest bits that, well, I find the ugliest. So I'm not too keen on this section. Daisy will go here, and this butterfly is about to land on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dip my brush in white and dip my brush in green at the same time. Hopefully, it's quite a small brush, so it's not the easiest, because I want those two colors to blend. I'll add maybe a bit floral to here. That will be the top of the petal. Just touching here. And making it straight again. Pressing a bit down and straightening it. You don't have to be perfect. And straight. Can you see that? But it's still, it's a good way to make a daisy, I think. Kind of very, very simple. I might add a couple more, because you see that the wing is coming here, so this flower is going to be partially hidden. This one won't be seen, so I can even remove those, because that's why my sketching with the pencil was very useful here, because now I can just remove, you know, I don't want a thick paint under my butterfly. Yeah, let's make a couple more. So now I am going over here where this little fellow is, and he is actually going to be, well, sitting on a daisy. How about that? At the moment it's just acrylics, but I am going to coat the painting with something exciting. And as usual, if you're making something inspired by my video, I would love to see that piece, so please send me a picture via Instagram. And every Friday I share those pictures with my followers. I think it's wonderful to see what you people are coming up with. You're so talented. I'm so grateful that you actually want to copy one of my pieces. Now for the midsection, I've got this lovely yellow. Cadmium yellow. I think those mid parts are not actually very small. They're quite, and they liven up the painting, don't they? I'm going to add some shadow in a second. So I might add this darker green just a little bit to the midsection of the flower. That will make the mid part more 3D. Well, I wonder what you think so far. Hope you enjoyed this part, and that might encourage you to use a brush as well, perhaps on your acrylic pour. Now PVA glue, and I'm sticking the butterflies down. Make sure the edges are covered nicely. Now you see how nicely the flowers are kind of peeping from behind now. I've decided to cut a little body out of the same acrylic skin and put it in between the wings. That's probably a good idea. Yay! The antennas. This is quite tricky because I'm trying to get the antennas as thin as possible. I don't know if I can do it. They are hardly visible now. I mean, they're almost invisible. That will do. Okay, this one. The last one, but I've noticed that I've got all these marks from my pencil, so I need to remove them first. And baby wipes were the best idea. Yay, this is the very last one. I'm really fussy sometimes, don't you think so? Oh. Tomorrow we are going to finish it off with lovely resin. I'm preparing the space for my resin. Now you want your artwork to be a bit higher, just in case you've got some of your resin dripping down. So I'm going to position those little pots. And now I'm going to mix. So this is my resin. I'm using Mastercast by Erica, and this is the hardener. Now it's 1:1. That means that I'm mixing 1 part of resin to 1 part of hardener. Whenever using resin, please use gloves and respirator just for safety. My resin is not volatile, but I still recommend a respirator. I'm not going to use much. I just put 60 ml here, so I think I'm going to use 120 ml or 150 ml on this one. It's not a big piece and it's totally flat. It's amazing pouring on glass because it's so smooth and it's not going to sag, so I really like it. Now you have to mix it really well for 3-4 minutes. Scrape the edges so both ingredients are mixed totally and really well. Now there will be some questions regarding the butterflies. Yes, there were, when I was making those swipes, I was using silicone, so of course I washed the whole painting. I used just soapy water and a sponge. You can use alcohol wipes, you can use isopropyl alcohol, just wipe it off. This is lovely resin because it's very thick and it makes a really nice dome. We have plenty of bubbles because, as I said, my resin is very thick, but they'll be gone once I torch it. So I start pouring. Once I've got it in the middle, I spread it to the edges nicely. See, it's not runny at all, it just stays lovely. Oh, by the way, there are links to all the products I use in the description of each video. And I always forget to say that there's also a 15% discount code. Always make sure that your edges are nicely covered. And of course you have to have a perfectly level table. Okay, I think I've got it all covered. So now torch, and you see amazing happening. There we go. I love dipping canvases, or in this case mirrors, in paint. You never know the effect you will achieve. It's also so much easier to coat resin on a hard surface. I'm very excited to hear what you thought of this piece. Let me know in the comments below. I have a new video every Saturday, so consider subscribing if you haven't, and check out my website for more. I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.